Hi everybody, I'm Janet Dow with Fun Stamper's Journey, also known as Create a Fun Journey. Today's video is on making this cute Valentine's card with modeling paste. I just love how the modeling paste feels on the cardstock and how it gives that 3D look to it. Okay, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the measurements to make this card, and then we're going to use the Journey modeling paste, and then we're going to put the card together. Okay, first what we used is Sweet Berry cardstock by Fun Stamper's Journey, and the measurements of this is 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, next what we're going to use is sparkle paper. I just like how it shimmers on that card against the modeling paste. And the measurements for this is 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. And then we have our bubblegum cardstock. And the bubblegum cardstock is by Fun Stamper's Journey. And the measurements for this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the bubblegum cardstock here. Okay, then what we're going to do is I have the Circle Bliss, and the Circle Bliss stencil is what we're going to use on this cardstock here for this card. Okay, and we're just going to place it right down like that. Then we're going to take our Journey modeling paste, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on just like you would a cake. You don't want to get too much on your spatula, and you will just go ahead and frost it just like you would you would a cake. And you just put a thin layer on there like that. And then you just go ahead and you do the whole card like this. And make sure that you get all in between everything. If it's not perfect, that is fine, because it still gives it that rough look to it. And that's what you want on your cardstock, is that rough look. Okay, and we just keep spreading it on like this. And I try to make it all nice and even and not have too many snags in it. Yeah, and we're almost done. Now it's going to take a little bit for this to dry. So when you're putting this together, it's a good time to put the rest of your stuff together while this is drying. I had already put some stuff together and did some stuff ahead of time, and you'll see that to cut down on some of the time. Okay, and we'll just get this little bit more to go here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover this right away. Okay, then we're going to take this piece right here and we're just going to peel it right off, and it comes right off really easy. And then we're just going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just place it just next to the piece that's around here, just so that it doesn't stick on it. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to set this aside. I already have one done that's dried for you, so that we can go ahead and start putting it together. And I'm just going to put this down like this. And when you get it out, when it's all dried and everything, sometimes your edges are going to be a little rough, and you can take just sandpaper here and you can just sand the edges just a little bit, just to get them so that they're a little bit smooth on it from putting the modeling paste on it. Okay, then what we're going to do with this card, and I just think it's so cool to add a little bit more flair to it, is I have the True Color Fusion, the Sweet Berry ink pad, and that's to give it that little bit of extra around the edges I'm going to take a sponge here, and we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to sponge it, just to give it that little extra bit here. And we're going to do it all the way around. Okay. Just like that. And then we'll put this back on. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, that I just think this is just the coolest stuff, is this is the Fun Stampers Journey Bubblegum. I'm going to shake it up, sorry about that a little bit, because I see that it's on the bottom a little bit. I'm going to shake it up, and then we're going to go ahead and we just unscrew it, and it looks just like nail polish. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it on the card like this. It's just so cool. I just love it. It gives it that little extra flair to it. And then I'm going to set it aside. And while this is drying, which most of it's dried already because it dries so quickly, we can go ahead and we're going to put the rest of it together. This card, because of it's going to be going on sparkle paper, what you have to do is you have to put something stickier on the back of it. I went ahead and put the white liner double-sided tape. Is stronger than your regular tape on the back. That way it will stick to your sparkle paper. If you do not use something like that, it will come right off. Okay, and I went ahead and I put it on the back of it already, and so all you have to do is just peel this right off. Just set it aside. Like that. And then we're just going to put it right on here. Just like that. Okay. Make sure that it's on there. I see a little spot there that's a little wet, so I don't want to put too much pressure on that area there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to put the ribbon on. And the ribbon, what I used is bubblegum satin ribbon. It comes in 20 yards. And we're going to use that. And I went ahead and cut it earlier. I don't usually measure this part. What I do is I just kind of put it on here, and I try to go according to both sides, so they'll be big enough so it will wrap a little bit around it. We're going to make a fake knot. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but I call it a fake knot. Maybe other people have used it and said a fake knot, but I just called it that because it looks like a real knot, but I fake it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our tape. First of all, what I want to do is I want to make sure that it's going to be in a certain spot. See, that came through a little bit because it's still a little wet, but that's okay. We're going to hide it. We're going to take it and we'll turn it over, and then we're going to put a little bit of tape on both sides, and then we're just going to put this like this, and then I want to make sure that I'm putting it on straight. Looks like it's bleeding, poor little thing. And then we're going to wrap this around. Okay, then what we're going to do is I'm going to take the other piece and then I'm going to loop it through just like that. And then what we do is I just wrap it over. I wrap it right over, and then I'm going to create our knot. Kind of move it around a little bit. Move it where I want it to be. And then do that. See? And it creates a fake knot. It's like I only did it once. I didn't really do it twice. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to cut the sides out like that. Just give it that little angle. Okay. After we're done with this, then we can go ahead and we can put the tape on the back of it so that we can put it on the cardstock. I'm going to let this dry for just a few more seconds, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my cardstock, my Sweet Berry cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to take this, fold it over. I'm going to put the tape on the back of this. This. And then I'm going to put it right on the card here. Okay. Now what I'm going to put on is our cute Sparkle Love Elements. It's hard to see it in that light. The Sparkle Love Elements, they're little hearts that have a little sequence like all over them, and those come in 25 pieces, and you can get these free when you put in a $50 order. Those are our Bloom benefits. And all I did was put a couple of glue dots on the back of it, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this right on here. See, I covered that right up, and you can't even tell it bled through a little bit. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more touch to it, and we're done. And I'm just going to go ahead and take some pearls, and I'm going to add a couple pearls to it right here. And I like to put them all in the centers there. It doesn't want to come off. And then we'll be finished. There. And there you have it. That's our modeling paste little cute Valentine's card. I hope you enjoyed our video today. And I will be doing another one soon. So I'll see you later. Okay, thank you. Bye.